Picture a quiet night in a small, secluded town. The moon shines brightly, casting long and ominous shadows. This is a place where everyone knows everyone, a place where the rhythm of life is as predictable as the setting sun. The baker, the butcher, the schoolteacher, they all follow their daily routines with a comforting familiarity. Yet beneath the peaceful facade, an undercurrent of unease bubbles ever so subtly. Now, shift your focus to a house on the outskirts of this town. A quaint, somewhat isolated abode home to a woman who lives alone. Her house, a silent witness to her solitude, holds many secrets within its walls. As the town descends into the quietude of the night, her house stands out, almost expectant, and then as the clock strikes midnight, a sudden shattering of glass echoes through the silent house. The woman jolts awake, her heart pounding. She hears a low, eerie, whistling sound. It's a sound that seems to be both everywhere and nowhere at once. It's as if the very air around her has taken on a voice of its own. The silence of the night is shattered. Her heartbeat echoes in her ears, a frantic metronome keeping pace with the rising tide of fear. Her bare feet pad softly against the cold floor as she rises from her bed. The sense of peace that usually accompanies her home now feels like a distant memory. She moves from room to room, her every nerve on edge. The darkness feels thicker, the shadows deeper. The whistling continues, a spectral serenade that sends chills down her spine. Through the hallway, she tiptoes, passing the familiar photos on the wall, the comforting mementos of a life now being invaded by an unseen entity. Each room she enters is as it should be, untouched. The bedrooms, the bathrooms, the kitchen, all as they were when she went to bed. Yet the whistling persists. Finally, she enters the living room, and there it is, the anomaly, a window, broken. The shards of glass sparkle ominously under the silvery glow of the moon. The wind whistles through the jagged opening, but it's not the same. This isn't the source of the haunting sound that woke her. Her heart continues to pound, the fear a bitter taste in her mouth. The whistling seems to follow her, seeping into every corner of her home, infusing the air with a sense of dread. She feels it in her bones. She's not alone. She's about to dismiss it all as a product of her overactive imagination. Maybe she's been working too hard, maybe it's stress. But then she sees it. The front door, previously locked tight, now creaks open. Her breath catches in her throat as she stares at the yawning darkness beyond. Just as she's about to dismiss it as her imagination, she notices the front door creaking open. Frozen with fear, she watches as the door swings wide open, revealing nothing but the dark night outside. The world beyond is a void, an inkwell spilling darkness into the sanctuary she once knew. It's a night as silent as a grave, yet she can hear the faintest whispers, like echoes from another realm. The atmosphere is thick with an eerie chill, a cold that seeps into the marrow of her bones. It's a cold that's foreign, otherworldly, not of this earth. It's as if an unseen spectre has claimed her home as its own, the frosty air its ethereal signature. She feels a breeze, a spectral zephyr dancing on her skin, raising goosebumps on her flesh. It's a sensation that's chillingly intimate and unsettlingly invasive, a silent proclamation of an uninvited presence. Around her, the house seems to come alive. Objects move with a mind of their own, traces of an invisible touch. A book falls off a shelf. A chair slides across the room. Each movement is a chilling ballet, a dance of the unseen. She tries to convince herself it's all in her head, a figment of her overactive imagination, but the whispers grow louder, the cold intensifies, and the movement becomes more pronounced. The suspense builds like a crescendo in a symphony of the supernatural. Suddenly, the whispers stop, the air grows still, and she feels a cold hand grip her shoulder. She spins around, her heart in her throat, but there's no one there. A shiver of terror snakes down her spine as the air grows colder. The silence is deafening, only broken by the pounding of her heart. Her breath shudders in and out, a tangible manifestation of the fear gnawing at her. Suddenly, the air vibrates with a whisper, her name carried on the breeze. Her blood turns to ice. As she turns towards the sound, the screen goes black, and all that remains is the echo of her scream.